Sup guys, Christos here. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my stocks and crypto portfolio update for the month of November 2021. The reason I make these types of videos is to be fully transparent with you guys about the different investments that I make, because this channel, after all, is about investing and making money online. So having said that, if you are looking forward to this video and you do like this type of content, hit a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, so hopefully you can see what is on my screen right now. And basically, if you've watched my previous videos before, this is going to look a little bit different to you. But for those that haven't, basically before, what I had to do when I did these portfolios updates was I had to go through all of my different trading apps and load them up on my phone and present them to you guys like that. And things got a little bit confusing. However, what I have done now is actually teamed up with ShareSite, which is a portfolio tracker. And I've been able to import all of my different trades from all of my different accounts, apart from my cryptos, into this tracker. And basically for me, it's going to make things a lot easier just to take a look at, and also it's going to make things a lot easier for me to present to you guys. So this is ShareSite. I'll do some more information on it a little bit later and as we go throughout this video, but it's been a brilliant app so far. If you did want to go ahead and sign up for a free trial of it, there will be a link in the description down below. But if we just jump straight into it, let's not waste any more time. This is my overview page, and as you can see, what I have done is, because I film these videos in the middle of every single month without fail, it's normally around the 14th or the 15th of every month. What I do is I set my results to in the last month. So what that's going to be representing is the last 30 or 31 days in terms of my gains. And as you can see, my current portfolio value is currently sitting at £46,111.79 in terms of my stocks. Like I said, we'll get to my crypto in just a second, and it's been a pretty good month for me. As you can see, we are currently up 5.3% for the month, which is a total capital gain of £2,341.02. One thing I will say is that this could have been a lot better if I recorded this video around 5 days ago. I'm talking at least £1,000 in terms of capital gains better, but the rule is I have to film it at the middle of every single month, no matter what, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But that's just the way that investing goes, I guess. But yeah, 5.3% up for the month, which is really good in terms of the gains that I've made. The S&P 500, all of the American companies, has been on quite a good run recently, which is going to take a lot of that. And also, if we actually take a look at the breakdown here, we can see that we've had around £2,000 in capital gains. We've had £12 in dividends. I believe that one was from Apple, which we're going to get to in just a second. But I've actually earned £311.65 just from currency conversions, because I'm investing into American stocks. Obviously, there is going to have to be a currency conversion that takes place, and the dollar has got a lot stronger on the pound recently, which has actually helped me out. So that was all really good. But as you can see from this graph, it represents the last 31 days. And it's been a very good month. We started the 15th of October off at around 40,000. Obviously, I have added money in that period of time, but in terms of the actual gains from that money, it was still £2,341. So let's get into my actual holdings, and let's start off with the one that I just spoke about, and that is Apple. And it's been a pretty good month for Apple stock in the last month for me. As you can see, we are up 7.06% for the last 30 days. That is a capital gain of £430.90. I have actually invested some money in Apple this month, or in the last 30 days at least, when it dropped to around $140. Around the 13th or 14th of October, I did put in around about £1,000 purchase of Apple shares around that time, which obviously has then gone up since then. We're now sitting at literally $150 with just 1 cent off that. So it's been a really good investment so far. Obviously, we've had some dividends, like I just mentioned, £12.14. Apple isn't the best dividend paying stock, I'll be completely honest with you. And we've had some currency gain on my Apple stock as well. I don't think people mention this enough, is that when you do invest into US companies, currency conversions do take place. So if the dollar gets stronger on the pound, obviously you're going to do better. But it's not really something I pay too much attention to, but I don't really see too many people talking about it. So yeah, total return for the month, £546 roughly up, and that's a 7.06% return, which is actually very good. Now, let's actually take a look at my best performing stock over the last 30 days, and that is going to be Coinbase. And as you can see, this stock has had an absolutely insane run up in the last month. As you can see, from the 13th of October, the stock was currently sitting at $246. And now, despite after a little bit of a mixed earnings on the around the 9th of November or the 10th of November, we're currently now sitting at $342, which is roughly a $90 capital gain on this stock, which relates, as you can see, in terms of my return, 40.73% return on this stock in a 1 month period, which is absolutely insane. If we just take a look at the last 3 months, we can see when it really started to take off. As you can see, around the 13th of October, and this was very much around the time where Bitcoin and Ethereum were starting to go up quite a lot. But then we had the earnings came out, which kind of stifled this stock a little bit. But once again, we're starting to trend upwards again, which is obviously really good news. But this is a company that I've been investing into since around the start of August. And like I said, it's been a pretty rough start for this stock. As you can see, there was a lot of hope around this stock going out, and I still think there is. I think this is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world in the future. But as you can see, the first couple of months was a little bit rough for Coinbase, but I think we've now got over that. And I think as crypto is starting to get more and more popular, this stock price is only going to get higher as well. So really happy with the way Coinbase is going in the last month. This now actually move on to a stock that hasn't been performing too well for me. And this is actually one of my highest convicting stocks, and that is Corsair Gaming. However, in the last month, we've had a not bad return. I mean, we're up 3.35%. However, the last couple of months for Corsair Gaming hasn't exactly been the way that I've wanted things to go. We've had things such as supply issues. We had mixed earnings once again from Corsair. We had good growth, but nowhere near the growth that we were expecting for 2022. As you can see, we're up around 3.35%, £105 in capital gain. However, pretty much half of that has come from a currency gain perspective, and then the other half has come from the capital gains. No dividends from this one because this one is a newish company in terms of being public, and it's a high growth company as well. So they're not really going to be paying too many dividends out to their investors, but not really too much to say on that. I've got plenty of videos on Corsair Gaming on the channel if you wanted to check them out. And yeah, now let's move on to pretty much my worst stock this month, and that is of course Walt Disney. And as you can see, earnings came out around a couple of days ago, as you can see, around the 10th of November or the 11th of November, and it was a bad miss. We missed on all three figures. We missed on Disney Plus subscriber growth, we missed on revenue growth, and we missed on earnings as well. And that of course caused the stock to dip. I think it dipped around 8% in one day. As you can see, over the last 30 days, I am down 5.83%, which is a total down of £176.90. Some of that coming from currency gain, but the most of that is going to come from the actual stock price going down. No dividends on this one either, but no worries about Disney for the future. I know it's been a bad performing month. I'm going to make a video in the next week talking about why I'm still bullish on this company. It's not had the best time throughout the pandemic in terms of their parks, but Disney Plus hasn't really taken off in the last couple of months either. But I do think there are some legit excuses as to why that hasn't happened, and I'll be covering that in a future video. Moving on to DraftKings, which, I didn't even see that. This one is actually my worst performing stock over the past month, and it's actually the most recent stock that I have invested into. I actually made a video around 2 weeks ago called Going All In on DraftKings Stock when the stock price was at around $49, which I thought was a complete bargain just 2 weeks ago, and I put around £2,000 into this stock. But over the past month, this stock has been getting crushed for not really that many reasons. I can't really put my finger on as to why this stock is this much down. I am buying more and more of this company every single day now, whilst it's at these valuations and at this price. But as you can see here, we're 12.25% down on DraftKings, £240 down in terms of capital. Not much in terms of currency that's been helping us out here, but yeah, it's not really been the best month for DraftKings. But like I said, I was pretty impressed with their earnings that came out recently. And I don't think there was anything to worry about. I was really impressed with the revenue growth. I was really impressed with the future prospects. Just after earnings, I believe New York opened up gambling in terms of it being legal as well. So that's very promising for DraftKings going forward in the future. But the stock has just been getting crushed. And for me, I see this one as just an opportunity to get that cost basis down in this stock and hopefully build up a better position going forward. So hopefully in the next portfolio update, this number is going to look a lot more healthier, but we never know what's going to happen. Moving on to Facebook, or what we should probably call it now, Meta Platforms. And this one's had a pretty solid return over the last month. We had some bad news around a month or two ago about the whistleblower stuff. A lot of bad press about this company, but we've also had some really positive announcements in terms of the metaverse. Everyone seems to be getting very excited about that. And I think that has caused a lot of people to start investing into Facebook again for the long term, because I do think the metaverse, in my personal opinion, being a little bit of a tech geek, is definitely going to be the future, Web 3.0 and all of that good stuff. We're up 6.36% for this stock. 5% of that is coming from capital gains and then a little bit from the currency gain as well. But not really too much to say about Facebook at the moment, apart from I think this one's going to be around for a very long time. And I love the thing, what they're doing in terms of the metaverse, and they're actually expanding away from being just Facebook. Because still, so many people look at Facebook and they think of Facebook as just the Facebook social media platform that's been around for about 20 or 25 years. There are so many other things that this company owns, and it's going to be a definite company that is going to be around in the long-term future. So that's Facebook. Moving on to Coca-Cola. Now, this is a company that I don't talk too much about on this channel. It's just one of those investments that, I'll be honest with you, when I first started getting into investing, I very much read to buy these big companies that you love. Obviously, I love Coca-Cola. There is no getting around that. And one mistake that I did make was that I read that Warren Buffett invested into this company. So I thought, oh, I should invest into it as well. That is not how investing works. Just because the most successful investor arguably invests into a company doesn't mean it's the right fit for your portfolio. But I do like this company and I won't sell it because it does pay me a nice dividend. I didn't receive any in the last 30 days, but it's just a company I can't see going around anywhere. It's the product where I probably spend most of my money on. I drink so much Coca-Cola and I love the brand, but it probably wasn't the smartest investment that I made when I did it around 18 months to 2 years ago. But yeah, 5.69% up for the month. It's actually doing quite well for Coca-Cola stock for me. It's been very, very flat since I invested into it. But like I say, it's doing quite well and it's not really something I paid too much attention to. Now, let's move on to something a little bit more controversial, and that is Tattoo Chef. Now, I am not very happy with this company at all because they were meant to report their earnings on the 11th of November, so only a couple of days ago, and they actually pushed them back. I had been waiting 3 months to see how well this company has been doing because it's a company that I haven't spoken about that much on this channel recently, but it's still a company where I have quite a high percentage of my investments, around £2,000 invested into this company. And it's been so up and down since I started investing into it. And the one thing that really disappointed me was that they missed their revenue reporting date. No, not even missed their revenues. They missed the date that they were meant to turn up and actually give their figures. And that doesn't really spell too much confidence to me at the moment. But I'm going to stick with them. I'm going to see what they have to say because I do really like the company and I do really believe the growth and the actual results this company is coming out with. It is still really impressive and it is a really new company, so they're going to get a pass from me in terms of their mistake that they made with the earnings. But I'm going to be really interested, and they need to come out with these earnings soon because I really need to know what is actually going on there. But in terms of my investment, I think every time I've reported this one in my portfolio updates, I've either been up 20% or down 10 or 8% or whatever, and this month we are down 8%. A lot of that coming from the capital gain, of course, but yeah, starting to feel a little bit anxious about this stock. It could potentially be the first stock that I've sold in a very long time, but we'll have to see. We really do need to take a look at these earnings that are coming out. Now, let's move on to a ETF. Actually, this is my FTSE 250 ETF held by Vanguard, and it's been a pretty solid month for this ETF as well. As you can see, we are up around 4.29%. I've got a good amount of money invested into this. This is around about 16% of my portfolio invested into this company. So this one is doing very, very well, but there's not really too much to say about the ETFs. Obviously, they just track a complete index. This one tracks the companies number 101 to 350 on the London Stock Exchange. And yeah, it's doing really well. It's just something that I dollar cost average into, and I plan to for the next 10, 15, or maybe even 20 years. Moving on to the next ETF, and this is actually the largest holding in my portfolio currently, and that is my VUSA by Vanguard, which tracks the S&P 500, so the top 500 companies in the United States. And as you can see, this one's had such a good return this month for an ETF as well, let's remember. As you can see, it's up 9.79%, which is a capital gain of £1,216.43. Not the best performer. Of course, Coinbase has been my best performer. It was going to be very hard to beat that one. But for something that I have a lot of money in, to go up 9.79% in a month is very, very good, and something I'm very happy with. But once again, it's not really something I can really talk about too much, apart from the American market has seen a nice rise over the past maybe 2 months, I want to say. Pretty much since September, it's been doing pretty well. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Now, the final company that has just made its way into the end of the list here is Walmart. Now, this is a company that I am not really going to speak too much about. It's had a really good month. I've currently got 7 shares of Walmart, which isn't much money at all for a value play. Typically what Walmart is classed as. This is a company that I will invest into much more when the market starts to downtrend, or maybe we have another recession or something like that. It's very much a recession play. I probably shouldn't have invested into it the time that I actually did. It was a mistake that I made. I probably could have put my capital to better use. But this month it's done pretty well. It's up 8.13%, which I'm not going to complain about. It does pay a dividend, but I haven't had one this month. So having said that, that is my entire portfolio. One thing that ShareSite does, which I absolutely love, by the way, is they bring up this diversity report. And as you can see all of the different allocations that I've just gone through. One thing that you can notice here is that my index funds and my Apple investment take up the bulk of my portfolio. And then what I try to aim for is I don't really want to have more than 5% in one company unless it's a really high conviction stock, which Corsair obviously is for me. Obviously Apple doesn't really go into that category. It's just one of those companies for me that I will pile as much money as I possibly can into. But as you can see, all of the other ones are sitting at around about 5%. As you can see, Facebook 5.42%, Disney 5.66%, TTCF just under 5%. DraftKings, obviously we've only just started that position, sitting at 3.96%. That should go up definitely a lot over the next month. Hopefully, especially if the share price goes up, that is. But this is a really cool feature that ShareSite have. And once again, if you did want to sign up for ShareSite, there is a link in the description down below. You can actually track up to 10 investments for free. But if you wanted to do more than that, you'd have to go for the premium plan. But there's discounts and stuff that they offer as well. So that is my stocks and shares portfolio. We are currently sitting at a value of £46,111.79, and we're doing pretty well over the last 30 days, considering there's been some pretty mixed earnings. All right, so let's now move on to crypto. Oh, I've got a message up here. Confirm your info by August 11th. Okay, I will do that. Anyway, moving on to crypto, and this is the crypto that I hold in my Coinbase account. It's the only place that I invest into cryptocurrencies, and it's actually the first time that I've ever seen my portfolio balance go up over £5,000. It actually got all the way up to around £5,278 on November the 10th, so not too long ago, but it's dropped a little bit since then, and it could even drop below £5,000 recording this video, but we'll see how we get on. But I'm not going to waste too much time on this one because there's not really that many cryptocurrencies I actually invest into. And as you can see, if we scroll down, my highest convicting cryptocurrency right now is currently Ethereum. I hold roughly 1.3 ETH with a balance of £4,488.56. As you can see, that's constantly changing, and that's 89% of my cryptos that I actually own is in Ethereum. From there, we've got Cardano that I've been investing into very small amounts over the past 2 to 3 months. I do need to invest a little bit more into that. I have kind of taken a back seat on that recently just because I've been pumping so much money into the stock market. But it's a company or a crypto that I really do believe in. Now, moving on, we do have Shiba Inu. I have around £95 invested into Shiba. Now, this is a complete gamble from me. Do not take a look at this and think, you should invest into Shiba as well. This was just one of those things that I decided to do with a little bit of money that was considered just some fun money, just to be part of that hype. This is not an investment. This is just a complete gamble. This is a meme coin. All of that stuff. Do not invest into this if you are expecting to make lots of money. The likelihood is you will lose money. But I'm just investing into it personally, just because I want to be part of that fun and all of that stuff. So I do have £100 in Shiba Inu just for full transparency. Oh, one thing that I've just noticed up here is I also have £100 in just cash, which I do need to invest into some cryptos, which I'll probably do after this video as well, because I don't like having any cash in this account at all. It's absolutely pointless if you ask me. And then finally, what we've got is £15.78 worth of Bitcoin. Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. This is simply referrals that I get from when you guys sign up for Coinbase with my link in the description down below. So if you did want to sign up for Coinbase, if you used the link in my description down below and signed up, spent £70 on crypto, I want to say, you will get £7.50's worth of Bitcoin sent to your account, and I will get some as well. And as you can see, I've had 2 referrals in the last month. Most of the time what I'll do is just sell this Bitcoin and invest it into Cardano or Ethereum. So just wanted to put that out there for full transparency. But as you can see, it's been a very good month for crypto for me. It's actually been a very good year for me. If we take a look here, we actually started the year off at a portfolio balance of £608. That is absolutely insane. I didn't even know that. So we've gained £4,400 in terms of our portfolio balance. Not all of that has been from gains. Of course, I've added a little bit of money here and there, but one thing that you can see is that Ethereum has gone up a lot over the last year, and so has Cardano as well. So that is my crypto portfolio. And when you add both my crypto and my stock portfolios together, that gives me a total investment portfolio, not including real estate, of course, of £51,122.53, which means I'm just over halfway of achieving my goal, which is to have a £100,000 portfolio value by April 2023. Whether I'm going to get there or not by that time, we can only find out. Make sure you definitely tune into this YouTube channel over the next 1 year and about 5 months to see if I can get there or not. But having said that, if you found some value from this video, if it gave you some inspiration to maybe invest into the stock market, if you haven't already, then drop it a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.